This podcast contains strong language and discussions about relationships, sex, and love. It may not be suitable for younger listeners. This is the Can't Keep My Mouth Shut podcast, and I am Nick Selena. Hi everyone, it's Nick Selena, and welcome back to my podcast. Today we're going to have a very calming, rejuvenating, holistic, beautiful, immersive episode. Oh, I really love my sexy voice then. Do we all appreciate that? It is called My 10 Lifestyle Changing Tips from Experiencing a Solo Wellness Retreat. That's right, people, a wellness retreat. So I decided I needed to go and try, for the first time in my life, a wellness retreat because I felt very stuck. I felt very, I don't know. I think stuck's the main word. I didn't know what to do with myself. I felt like I was just living days on repeat and like not really getting anywhere that I really wanted to be in every possible aspect. I felt like I was still ruminating on the past, which doesn't serve me, but I couldn't really stop myself. And also, you know, love a takeaway. Love a little night out, couple of drinks, and then a takeaway. And I was just like, I just feel like I need to reconnect with myself, my body, my mind again. And of course, I've never tried a wellness retreat, ever. So, enter Revivo. I found Revivo while I was Googling. Also, if I say Revivo wrong, I'm so sorry. I'm such a British basic bitch here. Revivo? I think it's Revivo. Yeah, that sounds better. Revivo. Anyway, it's spelled R-E-V-I-V-O, and it derives from the Latin meaning of I live again. And I did a little Google research, stumbled upon Revivo, and found that it was in Bali. I think there's another one in France, but of course Bali is super close to me, living in Singapore. And as soon as I went on the website, I was like, I need to be here. So the reason that I wanted to go and try Revivo Wellness Resort is because I like the way that they have this 4 core pillar retreat aspect that they focus on, which aims to help everyone who go, like, leave feeling refreshed, revitalized, and basically connecting back with themselves. They also have actual coaches, therapists, and movement specialists on site. These professionals, they come in, and as soon as you arrive at the resort, you are taken into a consultation. You know, you have this really deep, in-depth chat, and everything's tailored towards your individual needs. I love that part because it's not just like broad spectrum retreat where you go, this is your schedule, you do this, this, and this, and this, regardless of whether those things serve you or not. This is not how this place works. So looking at the 4 core pillars, it's based on food, movement, sleep, and holistic treatments. So we start with Remissio, which is the spa. They have all kind of different treatments and hydrotherapies, including hot and cold plunge pools, steam rooms, saunas, and even a nail bar. They focus on the skin health and also understanding that, like, you know, your external health and wellness also really deeply affects your internal as well. And I feel like a lot of us, we think like spas are just like an unnecessary indulgence, whereas actually here they understand it's kind of part and parcel of your whole healthy living package lifestyle. The second core pillar is Movio. Am I saying that right? Movio. It's a fitness center, of course, based on a complete range of physical activities on the resort site that you can engage in as you wish. They have a large yoga room for up to 20 people. They have a huge gymnasium, a lap pool for aqua workouts. There's a beautiful garden area as well for outdoor exercises. And of course, there's also coaches on site constantly to help you go through all of these activities. Say you've never tried Pilates. Okay, go for it. Try it out. There's a Pilates area there as well. Like you can really give everything a go that you want, including meditation, which I will touch upon later. But yeah, there's loads of different things for you to do and to keep you busy and to keep your body moving, which is the main important thing. Physical activity, of course, is integral to our wellness. The third pillar is Nutrio, which is food and beverage. So on site, they have the most incredible restaurant, right? I can't get over the food. It is fantastic. Everything is like organic where possible, fresh, balanced, and the plates are created with everything in mind. Things are not put there just for show or, that they are created because this is what you need. You need these ingredients to really help your internal self get the best. Of course, we all know nutrition is a huge part of how we live our best lives. And of course, if you don't feel good on the inside, it affects your mental health as well. I mean, I've said it before, like a lot of serotonin, I think the majority of your serotonin, which is your happy stuff, comes from the gut. So what you put inside your body, what you consume, huge deal. And the fourth pillar is Nocturno. So this is sleep, of course, and everything in the room is designed to make sure you have the best possible sleep you can, which, of course, after a day full of activities, spa treatment, sunshine, swimming, you're going to feel tired anyway. They have the most incredible beds. They have lamps inside with different lighting modes, soft amber at night and stimulating blue lighting in the morning. Like everything is designed in that room for your own comfort, but also to make sure you can have the best night's sleep, because sleep is when our body repairs itself and it's such an integral part. I feel like sleep is so underrated now. Everyone's like, oh, I live on 3-4 hours sleep. No. Your aim should be 8 hours if you can, people. And I know that sounds like a lot, but honestly, 3 to 4 hours a night, it's not doing you any good. So those are the 4 key pillars of which Revivo. Oh, what should we go with? Revivo. It sounds much nicer, doesn't it? That's what they base their whole experience on. And with those 4 core pillars in mind, they have 6 different signature immersive retreat programs. The retreat programs all have a minimum of 3-night stay, which is what I did. So I went for a really beautiful long weekend. And each retreat program is also tailor-made to suit the individual guest's needs, okay? So the 6 that they have is Press Reset, De-stress and Relax, Longevity and Anti-aging, Mindfulness and Emotional Balance, Sleep Well, and then finally, Detox, Weight Loss and Reshaping. So of course, it depends on what you currently need at the time. So if you're looking to just relax, if you're looking for some, emotional change, like each different retreat program is tailored to make sure you get the most out of it that you can. And also, they're really good at educating transformational techniques. So they know it's not a quick fix. You don't go for 3 nights and come back like a new human, but it's actually a fundamental change in you where you educate yourself, you learn, and you take that back into your real life, your normal routine, and you consistently practice this over time, and that's when you see the growth. But to go to these wellness retreats like this one, that's where you can really kickstart that change. And I think that's what I needed. That's why I reached out to them. So for my personal experience, when I arrived at Revivo, immediately I was like, oh, I'm going to love it here. I'm just going to love it here. Apart from the fact that the service staff were just excellent from the get-go, the whole setting is very tranquil. It's so peaceful. It's spread across 3 hectares of teak tree forest, right, in South Bali. And when you go in, because it's surrounded by dense tropical rainforest, it's just so calming. I can't really explain unless you go there, but you just sort of like, as soon as you walk in, okay, everything's very calm, peaceful, and spacious. There's so much space. And I stayed in a garden suite. I was under the impression that there was this one large lap pool and that was it. No. Garden suites share a semi-private pool with another one. So my garden suite was number 5, which is my favorite number. And I was born on 5th of the 5th. So when I got number 5, I was like, yep, I'm meant to be here. And I had this incredible pool in literally I opened my door, there's another pool. And it's empty. There's no one around. I was just like, wow, it's just so calming and spacious. And in the actual suite itself, incredible, huge, king size, 4-poster bed. There's a lounge area, a desk area, massive sunken bathtub. Oh, God, I was in my heaven. Then there's an indoor rain shower, and then there's an outdoor rain shower as well, and a pond with fish in it. If you want to go to my Instagram at Nixalina, Nixalina, you'll see the bath, you'll see the room. Oh my God, it's incredible. So even when you're just chilling in your suite, you are surrounded by so much comfort and luxury, but it's not like luxury. I feel like when we think of a luxury resort, we feel like it thinks very over the top or surplus. This isn't like that at all. It's got such a beautiful underlining, eco-friendly, sustainable structure to it, which is actually a theme throughout the whole resort. And it also uses a lot of that beautiful Balinese traditional architecture and design to really just make you feel like you're in such an incredible space. So I didn't know what to expect. I walk into this. I'm a very, very happy girl. And I'm checking in, looking at my schedule. And I'm like, right, okay, the first thing I need to do in the morning is yoga. It's early, but pre-breakfast. And then I have the day's activities ahead of me. I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of what I did for 3 days because, you guys don't want to hear that. What I do want to do is talk to you about the 10 life takeaways that I have since I've been at this resort and what it did for me and afterwards. Because I think that's what we really come for to these places, right? We want the change. We want the self-discovery. And we also want something that's going to really help us move forwards. I mean, disclosure, you don't need to feel any certain way to go to a wellness retreat. I think everyone should go on a solo trip to a wellness retreat at some point in their life. Hands down, that's my baseline. Because of the stuff I'm about to talk about, the takeaways you get, I think everyone will benefit from it and make it solo. That's important. And that leads me on perfectly to my first point 1. Spending time alone can be painful but beneficial. I discovered this pretty instantly when I got there. I have done solo trips before, happily, in fact, but this felt like I was alone in a very calm, quiet space. And I realized, quite quickly on that it's quite painful because you get very stuck in your head. And I felt like I was starting to really push forward with that rumination, which is one of the reasons why I went in the first place. And it came out in the silence. I wasn't at the retreat alone. Of course, there were other guests, but you're going through this experience alone. I stayed in my garden suite alone. And I did the activities solo. I ate breakfast alone. I was by the pool alone. And it's quite painful. And that was quite a triggering thought process for me, that I always thought because I live alone at home and I'm single, that I'm okay. I'm okay. No, because I go to work, because I'm around my friends, because I have plans all the time. This is a different next level alone. And it is. It's painful, but I think it's also extremely beneficial. It helps you understand how much you clutter your life with stuff to keep you mentally busy, to avoid those dark, deep areas of yourself that if you did address, you would really come through as such a better person. Which leads me on to point 2. Unresolved trauma comes to the surface. I did my morning yoga, and it was, like as per most yoga classes, we started off with some really deep breathing exercises at the beginning, 10 minutes of deep breathing, which of course, is a meditative state. And I was so uncomfortable, so uncomfortable. I just wanted to run out the room. And I was like, what the is that? Where has that come from? And my brain just took me back to my fiance and everything he did to me. And I'm sitting there being like, okay, it's been a whole year since I left him. I'm in this beautiful wellness retreat. I'm currently doing these wonderful exercises for myself. Just be present. And I was trying to really talk myself into being present. And my brain was like, but do you remember that? But do you remember that? Do you remember when he did that? Do you remember why? Why do you think he did that? Do you think that was your fault? Oh my God. It was awful. I did not know that was still there. And I've done therapy for the past year as well. I really thought I was over what he put me through. No. And I only realized in the last year how much I am not healed as much as I wish was in that morning yoga practice. And it scared me. I ran off to breakfast afterwards. I say ran. I mean, I put my flip-flops on and walked to the nice bar area. And I sat there and I just had my coffee and I was just like, wow, that was intense. Where has that come from and why am I not healed? Very strange. But I think a lot of us would experience that if we go, you would be like, wow, just didn't know that was still a thing. It's such a good thing for me to know that because it means I'm not ready for a relationship just yet, even though I thought it was. It means that I need to recognize that was such severe damage and trauma of what that man put me through. And that's okay. And it's okay that it still gets to me. And it's okay that my subconscious brain is still in that. And it's okay. But wow. It was a lot. Point number 3, rediscovering passion for proper nutritional food. I didn't realize how much I've become reliant on takeaways. I'm very lazy until I had the most incredible dishes at this place. I had 2 lunches at one point. I just kept ordering food because I was like, it's too good. It's incredible. And I was trying all of these foods out that I haven't tried before. I've never had vegan cheese in my life. And I had this beautiful 3 tomato salad and vegan cheese. Oh my God. Even now I'm just like, I want it again. It was so tasty. And the kind of things that they were putting on the plate I just got a passion for wanting to explore new flavors, different tastes, meat substitutes. Yeah, I didn't realize how much rubbish I do eat until this 3-day healthy eating cleanse. And I was like, wow. So not only am I now trying to not eat as much takeaway, I'm also buying fresh foods that I can cook and create myself, that I want to explore just new tastes. It really ramped that up for me. And I loved it. I loved the fact that that's part and parcel of it because I come back thinking right, I did a huge food shop as soon as I got back. Fresh veg, fresh fruit. And I was even thinking about trying to create some of their dishes at home. I can't because, I'm not a qualified professional chef with years experience. Point number 4, you experience new activities that enrich your body. I've never done an ice bath before until this retreat. And if you were on my socials, you would have seen I really struggled. with the ice bath. Oh, wow. It was a lot. But it was also so hot. I was so lucky with the weather when I went that I really craved it. But my God, I was like, wow. And I feel like people can go, like, have you ever meditated before? Have you ever tried Pilates? Have you ever done certain things in the gym? Have you ever been in an infrared sauna? There's so many things that your body that you've never tried before that you can put yourself through. And new experiences are always a good thing in my eyes. Like, we should always be craving new things for ourselves. And also, you know that these are designed with your body in mind. So whatever you do there, it's good for you. That's fantastic. Like, whatever I do with my day-to-day is actually going to replenish me and nourish me and is good for my body. So let's go. I love that thought process. And you can obviously only really get that when you're at an actual wellness retreat. Point 5, reigniting your old passions. So for me, I discovered I love my books. I stopped reading quite a while ago, actually, when I was very intent on listening to YouTube videos and self-help YouTube stuff because I was feeling, not my best. And yet I love a fictional book. So I took one with me, thinking that like any spare time I have, I would just pick it up and, oh my God, I finished it the whole weekend. I would literally be waiting for pool time or evening time to finish my book. So like on my Sunday night, I ate dinner quite early, 3 courses because it's so good. And I finished 7:30. And I was like, right, going back to my room. And then I read my book until I fell asleep. It was just so good. I was like, I forgot how much I love to read. And I feel like only in those spaces where you are with yourself alone do you get to do things like that. Like some of us might bring our journals or, I don't know, a notepad or some paper and a pencil, and you might end up drawing, or I don't know, or maybe swimming. Maybe you stop swimming and then you start doing laps in the lap pool again. It's just, I love that. For me, finding my love for books again while I was in that space is such a huge takeaway. And as soon as I come back, I got a new one off my shelf and I started reading it. And I was like, yep, this is what I remember doing before bed, and it was my thing. And I don't know why I ever stopped. Point 6. Realizing your dependency on technology. There is no TV in the room. I don't know if they put TV in the villas, but there definitely wasn't a TV in my room, and I'm so glad for it because, like I said, I got to reconnect with my book, but also you do realize, like, wow, I am so dependent on phones, TV, stuff, noise. Keep me occupied, keep me entertained, entertained. That's not good. And only in that space of quiet do you realize how dependent you are on external disturbances to you to keep you occupied. I did not miss TV or once, didn't even think about it, didn't cross my mind. I wasn't bored once. I sat with myself and really enjoyed the moment, was in the present, and just addressed all those thoughts that I've previously discussed. And did it head on without any noise. Yes, there is a Wi-Fi throughout, so you can access your Netflix on your phone, you can access your podcasts. Can't keep my mouth shut, cough, can't keep my mouth shut. You can if you want to. I chose not to, and I'm really glad I did. Point 7, understanding the importance of the body and the mind connection. I don't know how many of you ignore this fact, but yes, physical movements and the way you treat your body and the food you put in really affects your mental health and can greatly change like everything. And I think some of us, we go, okay, mental health, maybe I'll pop these pills. Oh, I'll do therapy. I'll do this. I'll listen to this. I'll read this self-help book. I'll do this. Your mental health is great. And they focus on that without realizing that, like, are you doing enough exercise? Are you taking care of your skin? Are you having your self-care moments? Are you looking at holistic therapies? Are you looking at treatments to better yourself? Are you looking at your toxins, your lymphatic drainage? How much are you moving a day? Are you sitting down doing meditation? Are you working on that part? It's a huge connection, a 360 experience to be basically your best self. Because also other people go like, sod the mental health, I'm just going to focus on the physical activities. Okay, good. You're at the gym 5 hours a day. Why are you still sad when you get home? It's a whole thing. It's completely integrated. And I feel like I left this retreat really refocusing on that and grasping that aspect. Point 8, leading on from that, spa time isn't just overindulgence. It's actually part of a healthy living. I did an hour foot reflexology when I was there. Then I did an hour head, shoulder, and neck massage. And then I did an hour papaya body wrap, followed by a bath. And, loved it. But even that, when I booked those in, I felt like, am I being just a little bit too self-indulgent here? The foot reflexology, I absolutely knew I wanted to do. And I know the benefits of the foot stuff. I know people that how dare you call it that? But I know it helps your physical body and all the nerve endings connecting to the soles of your feet, affect different organs, etc. So I 100% knew that. But even the body wrap, I've never done a body wrap before. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a go. And I looked at the menu and the papaya one stood out to me for things that I would like with my body. And I generally left feeling like, that was a little bit surplus, Nix. No, it isn't. It's self-care. And self-care is so important. Massages are so important. Please get one once a month if you can. Release the toxins, release the muscles. It's no good you exercising your body to the nth degree and then not looking after the muscles. It also relaxes you, gives you a space for your brain to calm down as well. I'm for it. Spa time is not an overindulgence, people. You heard it here first. Point 9, I found appreciation for my life back home. For instance, my cats, my babies. I came away feeling like, I'm so thankful. I'm just so grateful. That's the word. I came away with so much gratitude and appreciation for my life, my friends, my work, my home space. I just couldn't wait to get home and cuddle my babies, not because I wanted to leave. I could have happily stayed there for another week. I just was like, wow, I'm so lucky. And I think it was just that mood of reflection that helped me put that into place. I did a lot of journaling while I was there as well, my manifestations, my gratitude. And I really, being in that space and being alone, even just having my fur babies around me is external stimulation. And take that away, I was like, wow, I'm actually so grateful that I have you guys. You're everything. And my girlfriends and my plans and being able to go to these press events and just live the life that I have. It really reset me mentally because, like I said, I went because I felt stuck and I came away just so grateful. And finally, point 10, I realized that vacations and holidays and trips away do not need to be fueled by alcohol and groups. And I feel like a lot of us now, we go plan a holiday let's get everyone, let's go away, let's hire a boat, drink, barbecues, food, partying, let's go to the clubs, yeah. And I'm not saying that that's not awesome, but that's not the only vacation that exists in the world. I discovered animal conservation and volunteering at animal projects years ago, and I do it as much as I possibly can. That fuels me, right? And I always pretty much go alone. I met a best friend there and I go with her here, there and everywhere to other different conservations. But I just did Borneo alone in January. That for me is really what I love. But I think a lot of people wouldn't, like, vacations must be with someone. Vacations must be at least with your partner or your boy group or your girl group. Vacations must be based around alcohol events, festivals, drinking, day partying. No. No. It's a no, guys, from me. It's awesome to do that stuff, but you will get so much more from a trip like this. Because, of course, a wellness retreat and a resort like Revivo is still a vacation. It was still a holiday for me. It's still something I needed, but it was a holiday that nurtured me so much. I didn't come away with blurred memories, bruises on my leg from a drunken night out that I can't remember, and some guy's number who I'll never see again. I didn't come away from my vacation like that. I came away with so much that I can also use to move forward and continue in the ethos of which the retreat has been created, where it's transformational in the moment that you can then consistently use forward to change how you are, how you approach your life. And even if you just take away a little bit, like the food, maybe you just eat a little less junk food. Or the movement, maybe you just add an extra exercise class that week. Or maybe you sleep an extra hour or 2 hours than you would normally. Any little changes like that, it's just a huge win. And I certainly wouldn't have felt any of this if I hadn't experienced a wellness retreat by myself, for myself. So on that note, I want to send a huge thank you to Revivo for having me on board and for creating such an incredible space for people like myself, and I think anyone, to go and just reconnect with who they are. I also think it's an incredible experience that you can enjoy with your friend or partner if you want to, if you're both willing to be together solo, if that makes sense. And yeah, just an awesome vacation. I would post photos and everyone was like, oh my God, where are you? Where are you? How can you go? What's the website? I'm like, yeah, I know, I get it. It's incredible. The website is www.revivoresorts.com. That's REVIVO resorts.com. You can go there. You can check out on their website the 6 different retreat programs that they have that you can sign up for, what you need, what you feel is going to help you the most. And get booking, because I don't regret it. And I think at some point we all definitely should go and experience one of these for ourselves. And that is the end of this episode. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you all next week. Thanks for listening to the Can't Keep My Mouth Shut podcast, produced and hosted by me, Nick Selena, and recorded in the Splice Cast Studios in Singapore. I'm available to listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, and all major podcast listening apps. Do subscribe to enjoy a new episode every Monday evening. Please do give me a 5-star review. It helps other people also find my podcast. For more content and features to read, you can check out my website, nickselena.com. That's nickselena.com. I'm also on social media. Simply search at Nixalina, Nixalina, to find me. Don't be shy. Come say hi.